Okay, let's get started. What's the form? Form is some kind of common service in Bentley Infrastructure Cloud. Includes project-wise, central, asset-wise, or in other item-related cloud services or applications. For example, you can use form services in item capture, item experience, Alien, item IoT, this kind of cloud services. Even in MicroStation, you also can use form services. For example, and in MicroStation, there is a collaborate menu. This menu is designed to collaborate with cloud service, with your team, with your supply chain. For example, when you create an issue, in this situation, you are using form services to collect the data, right? You found that you can choose different kind of form to raise an issue or to assign a design task. You also found that this form tab is same with the project-wise cloud project, right? It is a form. So we found that there are many tools are using form to collect the data, confirm the data, exchange the data between different users, different role, or different organization, right? For example, when we raise an issue based on the collected detection result, right? We can input the necessary information, then assign to someone to add some comment or to reveal the result, right? So that's the reason why there is a workflow associated with each form. For example, in this design document review, let me see, or design issue, right? You found that they're using form services to arrange or organize the design issue between different user or different role, maybe for the tasks assignment, maybe for the issue resolution, etc. We found that each form or each issue, there is a stated, right? And assigned or open or approved or achieved, right? You can customize your workflow to meet your requirement. So I think three things, right? It is common services for different purpose. There is a workflow to associate it with form. Before I go into more detail, I would like to give you some basic principles or basic concepts to help you understand the form service easily and efficiently. For three things, when we use form in ProjectWise, in SQL, or in other item, related cloud services, two things we need to remember. Firstly, the template. Second is instance. The third is the dashboard. I can show you for example, it is a project-wide project, right? If you want to customize or create your form template, you will use administration, manage form. This kind of tools is to help you create a new form template. You can think about what kind of data should be added into each form template. What's the workflow is related to this form template. Once you create a form template, you can use the form in different situation or in different tools. For example, you can mostly we can use the form in the work menu, right? Even in SQL, you also can find the same form template. Same, I think it's a similar, tools. You also found that the template, definition, how to use the form is the same in ProjectWise and SQL, even in other item-related cloud services. The operation, the workflow, the concept is the same because they are using the same form services. When we, reveal the 3D model in ProjectWise, in SQL or other item-related cloud services, we can see the form, right? Form menu. You can new a form. You can choose some kind of, form template to, to collect the data, right? But we also to be integrated with some tools, for example, collector detection, right? After the collector detection calculation, you will get a result to show what kind of, detection or here. For example, you can select result, then raise the issue. You also found that in this situation, and collector detection is using form services, right? To add a comment to assign to someone to associate it with some kind of workflow. So once you create the instance, right? All the data will be visualized or collect in the dashboard, right? Dashboard, this module is powered by, Power BI engine. So in the future, you can use some kind of configuration script or API to get or read the data from the dashboard directly. You can create your own, your personal, your global, your organizational dashboard to meet your requirement. It is 3 things, right? And define a template or create a new template or copy the existing template to create a new one, right? The second is once you create, a new template, you can create the form instance. It means that to create a record, right? So then finally you can use the dashboard to say, to check, to monitor, what kind of status, issue, what kind of clash, right? So using the dashboard, you can monitor the state of whole project, right? It is why project-wise, synchro, or iTunes are data driven, right? Okay, next I will show you how to define a form template. Is very easy, right? First step, design the form to associate a workflow set permission, right? Let me show you in ProjectWise. The process is the same in single, right? Administration, manage form. You found that when you new a form, right? 4 steps, sorry. And we need to know that in here, the list is the template, list, right? You also found that their status, right? In here, the status means, this template is in published, or for example, you can click this one, you could change the status, published or draft or achieved. In here, we needed to know it is not workflow status. Workflow is for the instance. In here, it is for template. Only in draft status, form template can be edited, right? For example, in here, you can't edit, right? You can't edit. For example, if you want to edit or to create to edit the existing form, you must change the status from the published to draft. For example, we can new, for example, DC, right? DC data check, And that maybe you can DC prefix tab. You can create your own tab. In here, we need to know that the workflow in here is related to tab, not for each uh, template. It's a template tab. It means that, for example, maybe 3 or 4 or many form template are using the same tab. In this situation, all the form template which the same tab will use the same workflow, right? So for them, you can create. Maybe for example, it is for user 1, okay? And select template. In here, it is select existing template, right? For example, maybe we need to from the data, the design task, right? In order to enter the next step, you need to save this form template first. So the next step, we need to use the design form, right? There are a lot of detailed information to help you to how to and the data field, how to change the layout, and etc. In here, I just give you some basic principle. In I think in the data form, it means that you can add or edit or adjust the layout, right? The first thing we need to know that any item, any field is called control, right? You found that the whole Windows is named canvas, right? Canvas is a container, and all the data field will be put into the canvas, right? For example, once you select the canvas, right, you can select on the graphic, or you can select in a list, right? Different kind of item, right? When you click, then again, we will back to the graphic interface, right? Click. You found that you can, in the styles, you can control the width, height, yeah, right? This kind of thing. For simple, we can use 3. Yeah. Okay. Each kind of control or each kind of item, maybe the purpose is to collect different type of data. Maybe that, maybe date, maybe text, maybe single line text, multi-type. Like maybe it is take list, right? For example, in this item, it is a single line, right? You found that the property is the label, how to display a label, non-label, or top, or left, and etc. Depend on your design, right? It's very easy. So, or you also can and the different kind of items or control. For example, you can control top. For example, input display name, maybe a number, just for example, to try keep it easy, right? In here, you found that there is a link icon show right. That's a key. That's a key point. The purpose form to collect the data, right? Where we want to save the data, store the data, is in the database, right? That's like Excel spreadsheet, right? So we need to know that when we create or add or remove an item, a control, you must, edit or adjust the link with the database. So for this item, for this control, we need to know that is a binding. Binding means that we need to connect this item, this control with a field, a column in database, right? So in here, you can select, I think this list is from the banking database, right? It is a table to record all the data, right? It is some kind of column, right? Each field, each column has their own, data type, right? For example, you can select, the existing data field. Also can, for example, you can create. For example, all you need to input is a user and number, right? Save, right? Yeah, you can, in here, you found that the right icon disappeared. Why? Because and then you have connected this item with the banking database, right? So it's very easy. There are a lot of properties. You also design your, how to design your interface, right? How to design the layout to ensure it is very easy to be used, right? Okay, next step is set workflow, right? Workflow means that we need to design different kind of, workflow status, right? As time goes by, for example, for the issue resolution, we need to raise an issue. Maybe the first status is a draft, right? Then the next may be review. The next may be approve, maybe achieve, right? Different status. Depending on or, workflow, what kind of workflow should be, added into this form template. Yes, you can use existing workflow. In here, we need to know workflow template is a full form template tab, right? In here, we need to know basic workflow, assign workflow, etc., right? Okay, you found that when we choose a workflow template, there are default, status, right? It is a status 1 open, assign, review, right? Approve, right? And meanwhile, you have the transition button. It means that maybe, for example, in the approve, yes, for approved form, approved issue, maybe you want to add addition, comment. In this situation, you can, I think in here is just like a different direction from one state to another, right? You can click reopen, right? You can input, right? Different. So in here, we need to know you can add different state, right? And in each state, you can add different transition, right? Transition means that the direction jump from one state to a different another status, right? And yeah, in here, we need to know there is will flow chart, right? So in here, maybe I can give you more, more information on, how to design a form template. Before we start for the form template design, we needed to know what kind of data should be added into the form layout, right? Another important point is what kind of workflow to control the form status, right? Okay, next, right? Set a position, right? Different role maybe has a different permission to operate the data, to operate to operate the form data, right? This is a related role and responsibility, right? Role and permission. Okay, maybe for the document control, maybe full access engineer, yes, can approve, maybe I can full control and etc. Okay, just example. Save. Okay, close. So you found that you have create a new form template. But this form template, the state is draft. It means that it can't be used by other cloud services or by other tools, right? So if you want to use this, your default form template, you need to manage the form. And I remember it's this one. Yup, maybe. Okay, change the status from draft to published, right? In each template, you also found that how many, form instance or are created. So the form, you found that you can create the form instance based on your template for the maybe for just for test purpose, right? 01 maybe DC 01 just for test. Okay, assign to okay, this one date, right? You can add in multiple uh, items. You also can relate this form with the 3D model, right? So more information in this part. Then from that, assign to someone. Why? There is a assign means that for them it's controlled by some item, controlled by some workflow, right? So, okay, done. So you found that this form instance has been, created, right? And finally, you can find this kind of data in the dashboard. For example, yeah, currently it's only one. Oh, it's only one, right? Okay. Finally, I give you some kind of summary. First step is very easy, right? Input the name, right? Prefix, tab, maybe create the template from the existing template, right? In here, we need to know that in order to enter the next step, you must save the form template first, right? And that check in this point, we need to know that each item is the name of the control is connect with the database table, right? Workflow need to know that what kind of status, right, or workflow, and in each workflow status, and what's the direction to jump to another right status. The final step is to set up the permission and what kind of rule can use, how to use the form, right? That's all. Yeah. If you want to use your created the template, you need to change the draft state to the published status, right? If you want to delete, form template, only one situation you can delete is only draft without any form instance can be deleted. Okay. Some tips, right? Yeah, I have introduced these tips in this course. Form tab is related to a workflow, right? And all the same template tab or using the same workflow, right? Control linked to the field in the database, right? Binding means that, associated with the form item, form data field with the database table, right? Yes, about the BCF, many users mentioned, how to import, export BCF. We need to know that for issue resolution, we are using form services to collect the issue data, right? And how to export the data is in the dashboard, right? Is, for example, Clash, right? Here, import BCF and done all as, BCF or CSV. In here, I need to let you know that not all the form data can be imported to the BCF. What's the reason? Because the BCF is for beam collaboration format, right? It's for collaboration purpose. In general, 3 types of data are stored in BCF file. The first one is camera position. The second one is comment. The third part of information is for the element ID. So, for example, if you're using ProjectWise for design review, you can reveal the 3D element, right? But you want to, for example, you need to export this candle, issue resolution comment to, BCF, or then use it in Revit in other application. In this situation, you will need to ensure the element ID is, reasonable, right? Is reasonable. Maybe the element ID is different, right? Because, and maybe the element ID in project wise or totally different with the, in general, must be, different, right? But if your data is from Revit, from, MicroStation, from AutoCAD, yes, the item will keep the ID, right? So that's the form services. The final point is about, maybe automation. Yeah, maybe I need someone. When you create some kind of, for example, yes, maybe I can use this sample in the design form. Yeah, the last point. We need to know that there are a lot of, items, a lot of fields to collect different type of data. For example, maybe you need this, this field, the value will change the, when another field, value change, right? In this situation, you can use this action. Action means that you can set a lot of trigger. So for example, maybe you can add it, the name of one, right? You found that you can add it, different candle action, right? Each when some item value change, you can set action, right? So that's for the, the action is for automation. So you found that in the design form, there are a lot of, detailed information you can use. I recommended you can use a help document to get more information. Okay, that's all. Something, yes. The review, template, instant, and the dashboard, and the full step, right? It's very easy. Okay, thank you.